Welcome back to Reactober, friends. It is a gorgeous day. The birds are chirping, the sun is shining, and we are going to just continue to ruin that and curse the energy in this room. Good morning, everybody. We are watching The Thing today. We are going to be watching the original, the classic from 1982. Holy shit, it's rated R. And this is horror slash sci-fi. I always love to include a few science fiction ones. Obviously, that's just one of my favorite genres in general, but when fused with horror, it can be particularly disgusting. I don't really know actually what to brace for with this one, but I know that this is a classic, this is legendary, and I have got to give a shout out to Charlie, who has been recommending this one since our first ever installment of Reactober last year on the channel, and I just for some reason did not have that on my list. I wasn't able to get to it, but maybe that's because I was subconsciously maybe avoiding this because I'm a little scared, maybe. I don't really know what to expect, but this is highly rated and John Carpenter, classic. Like, I love the Halloween films are some of my favorite just films maybe of all time, but particularly for the month of October, Halloween season is never complete until I watch those movies. And so I just don't know why I didn't, after discovering how much I loved the Halloween franchise, keep doing a deep dive into his work. But we are going to remedy that today and finally get around to this. So Charlie, shout out. Thank you so much for not only suggesting this, but for sticking to it and persisting and being patient with me. Since it has taken me a year, you literally requested this like 365 days ago, and I'm finally going to deliver. And I don't know anything about this film other than I think only I know this through the remake actually in 2011, which I didn't actually see, but I think I know just by proxy from that one that this explores scientists who are kind of like off-grid out on this outpost in like in the middle of Antarctica or something. You know, yes, not the most prime circumstances to be in if something goes wrong. If shit hits the fan, you've got nobody but yourself. So that's the only premise that I have for this, and I'm going to keep it that way. So ooh, okay, honestly, I see now why you guys were like throwing a fit this time last year when I would be reading the descriptions of these, because so many of you guys advised me against doing that, and you were just like, please stop, you are going to spoil something for yourself. And so I've actually really been enjoying going into these without having any preconceived notions, any knowledge at all, barely even a log line for the film. Oh my god, you can literally hear the birds chirping. It is such a gorgeous day, and I'm about to just ruin this. But science fiction means freaking anything can happen, so Jesus, take the wheel. Okay, I did not think there were aliens in there. Oh! Right out of the gate. Oh, that was eerily similar to the it is Antarctica. Eerily similar to the introduction of the Predator when you just see this mysterious aircraft, oh frick, spacecraft rather. Oh, cute husky. Don't shoot it! I thought they were working together. I thought he was with them. Oh, thank God. Get away. Go. Run. Oh my God. Go. Chess wizard. Yeah, I guess there's not much else to do out there.
Go to knight 6. Checkmate. Checkmate.
Cheeky bitch.
Oh my God, leave him alone. I'm assuming they're just chasing that husky. I don't.
Child, what's he doing? Said Norge or something on the side.
It's Norwegian.
Oh, or were they using the dog to help them locate the camp? And they were just harassing him for what the no? Thank God. You idiot.
Det kan vi kidding. Det er en slags ting. Imiterer vi ikke. Det er ikke virkelig. Kom der væk, idioter!
Why does he want to kill the dog? Yow. Okay, I thought they were like enemy scientists for a second. He wanted the dog.
Easy. Easy. Yes.
First goddamn week of winter.
U.S. number 31 calling McMurdo. Urgent. Come in. Over.
Look, I haven't been able to reach shit in 2 weeks.
So they've been really off grid. Literally no comms. Oh, it's over.
5 minutes is enough to put a man over down here.
We started with 10. There'd be 8 others left.
Oh, yes, there is. I want to go up.
In this weather?
Crate 8! Mac, get your gear on! Mac, it may not clear up for a week.
Yeah.
And we're the closest ones to them.
You really want to save those crazy Swedes, huh?
Norwegians.
Which way, Doc?
Southwest!
Alright. Okay, so I didn't realize the dog is not from the American base. The dog was from the Norwegian base. But they were trying to kill him. What's he got? And is it contagious? My mind is wandering. I can't help but wonder. Oh frick, their own base. They destroyed it, looks like. They were trying to get rid of something.
Anybody there?
He slit his own. There's something here they're trying to quell. He did that to himself. And whatever it is must be freaking contagious. Because he must have had it. What? Throwback to that spacecraft coming in hot. Like, did it strike the Norwegians first?
Hey, Topper, come here! Maybe they found a fossil. The remains of some animal buried in the ice and they chopped it up.
I think that's more than a fossil, team. Yeah!
What is that? Is that a man in there or something?
I feel like they're handling this way too calmly. They seem very underwhelmed by, like, they just went to their fellow scientist base and the whole place was how they really found the cutest husky they could. That is just a beautiful dog.
We found this. Blair, I'd like you to start an autopsy right away.
Ew.
Nothing wrong with this Norwegian, physiologically anyway.
Ugh. Thank God I didn't eat anything before.
Seem to be normal.
So that was the. Is that a person? Was that a person?
Clark, will you put this mutt with the others where he belongs?
Go ahead. What are you waiting for?
Oh, they got a lot of huskies. Save them! Turn your light on, dude. Whoa!
I don't know what the hell's in there. It's weird and pissed off, whatever it is.
Bennings, go get Childs.
Mac wants the flamethrower.
Mac wants the what?
That's what he said. Now move.
Holy F. What the f? Oh, it still has the mouth! No! Holy f. Ew, 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 ew. Oh my god! I'm disgusted and sad! Thank Jesus I did this on an empty stomach. Alright team, what the frick are we doing? Ew! The poor doctor.
Oh my god. Oh.
You see, what we're talking about here is an organism that imitates other life forms. When this thing attacked our dogs, it tried to digest them, absorb them. It's imitation. We got to it before it had time to finish.
Props department went crazy.
Did you notice anything strange about the dog? Anything at all?
Strange. No.
How long were you alone with that dog?
I don't know, an hour.
I don't know. It's probably nothing.
No, why? No, yeah. Why aren't y'all locking down this place? Quarantine him. Like, I feel like their reaction to this is just extremely underwhelmed.
Jesus, how long you figure this has been in the ice?
I'd say the ice it's buried in is 100,000 years old, at least.
Those Norwegians blew it up.
Thousands of years ago, it crashes, and this thing gets thrown out or crawls out, and it ends up freezing in the ice.
You believe any of this voodoo bullshit, Blair? Disrespectful men been tossing his dirty drawers in the kitchen trash can. But now I want my kitchen clean, all right?
And how can it look like a dog?
I don't know how, because it's from outer space. What do you want from me? Ask him.
You buy any of this, Blair?
So it's basically like, it's parasitic. It overtakes the mitochondria, the cell, and disguises itself to... What the frick am I trying? I am not scientific in the least, but I appreciate that they're trying to explain it here. But it's invasive, whatever it is. Oh, good. I'm gonna cut them some slack because they had no idea what the frick they were handling here. How could you create some protocol? Also, maybe it's a good thing they're in the middle of freaking Antarctica. He's like, just in case.
Doc says we gotta lock him up. Stash him in here and lock him up.
I'm tired of talking fix. I just want to get up to my shack and get drunk.
Mac, it's important.
We gotta just burn these things.
That's gonna win somebody the Nobel Prize.
You got the keys.
Get him from Gary.
Guess the flamethrower slash blowtorch extraordinaire was not enough. Oh, God. The tentacles. Oh, he's done.
There's something wrong with Blair.
He's locked himself in his room and he won't answer the door. Still cellular activity in these burned remains. They're not dead yet.
Let's go, Bennings. I gotta get some sleep.
That's just strawberry jam. It's just strawberry jam. I was gonna say the slime/blood department was working overtime.
It's Bennings. Bennings was right there, Mac. I swear to God it had a hold of him. It isn't Bennings.
That wasn't him. So that's crazy. So literally, if it just had more time and they hadn't caught it in the middle of the process, it could be any of them. That is freaking crazy. It could be any of them and they're all trapped in here together. Oh, frick. Ew. This one is definitely gross and I feel like it's just gonna get grosser.
Sure that's all of them? Where's Blair?
Frick. Oh, he's locked himself up. Maybe he was exposed the most. He was doing all the autopsies and shit, but he locked himself up because he knew. But the Blair who would be imitating him would be like, hey guys, what's up? Oh.
I can't find Blair.
He freaking sabotaged him. Oh, that's not him. That's not him. Oh, so they're trapped. So they're all done. Basically, everybody's gonna die.
You understand me? Most of you don't know what's going on around here. Ah, damn well.
He got most of the chopper on the tractor. And he's killed the rest of the dogs.
No dog's making 1,000 miles to the coast.
Okay, Blair. Come on, man. You don't want to hurt anybody.
I'll kill you.
I can't tell if he's just gone crazy because he knows that they're all doomed or if he's been overtaken.
How you doing, old boy?
I don't know who to trust.
Tell you what, why don't you just trust in the Lord?
Watch Clark. And watch him close. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I think now I think he's clean and I think he's just he knows it's gonna spread.
Everybody in this camp ain't what he appears to be. Right now, that may be one or two of us. By spring, it could be all of us.
Been thinking about a blood serum test.
What's that?
I suppose if there's a reaction, we'd know who isn't human.
We've got whole blood in storage. We need Blair's help. He's the only one who knows what this organism
He's
is
too far
capable of.
gone, Fuse.
Hey, you guys, come here!
Wait a minute. Was this broken into?
No, the lock is undamaged.
Who's got access to it? I guess I'm the only one.
And I got the only key.
Who else could have used that key?
Nobody. I just give it to Copper whenever he needs it.
When was the last time you used it?
A day or so ago, I guess.
Oh, now wait a minute, Gary. You've been in here on several occasions.
Doc thought of the test.
This is so crazy because they're just gonna turn on each other. Oh, this is juicy. This is drama. They don't know who to freaking trust. I feel like some of them are gonna die though they're all gonna die.
You guys gonna listen to Gary? He could be one of those things.
Put it down, Gary. You don't want to hurt anybody.
I give you my word, I did not go near that blood.
How can you tell who's it? Oh, this is juicy. Oh, how do you tell? This is genius. I keep comparing it to Alien. I'm sorry, but this is almost more terrifying in a way because you can't tell who's got it.
This thing doesn't want to show itself. It wants to hide inside an imitation. There's a storm hitting us in 6 hours. We're gonna find out who's who.
This is so... Oh my god, it's crazy how they just have to turn on each other and just assume the worst.
I'm gonna hide this tape when I'm finished. If none of us make it, at least there'll be some kind of record. Storm's been hitting us hard now for 48 hours. Rips through your clothes when it takes you over. Windows found some shredded long johns, but the name tag was missing. They could be anybody's. Nobody trusts anybody now. There's nothing else I can do. Just wait.
Oh, that is so horrific.
RJ McCready, helicopter pilot, U.S. Outpost number 31.
Who's that?
No.
Anybody see Fuchs?
It can't be.
And everybody watch whoever you're with. Real close.
It can't be him. Maybe it is. They all trust him, like his character. He's been very level-headed and taking the reins on this, you know. Maybe it is.
I don't want to stay out here anymore. I want to come back inside.
Have you come across Fuchs?
It ain't Fuchs. I'd like to come back inside. Now, you got my promise.
That's something an imposter would say.
I'm all right. I'm much better. And I won't harm anybody. You gotta let me come back inside.
That is a red flag language right there, sir.
Is it Fuchs? Maybe he burned himself before it could get to him. You go inside, tell the others we found Fuchs. We'll be in as soon as we can. What the hell for? Because when I left yesterday, I turned the lights off.
It's perfect because nobody's questioning him. They're all kind of going at each other's throats, but for some reason they all take they're taking orders from him.
Hey! All of you, come here! I found this. Wind must have dislodged it, but I don't think he saw me find it. I made sure I got ahead of him.
If it did get to him.
Nothing human could have made it back here in this weather without a guide.
Let's open it now. Child, what if we're wrong about him?
Why then we're wrong?
Maybe it isn't him.
Damn it. He's got the keys.
Come on, child, burn me. Back off. Way off. You asshole.
You'd have done the same thing.
Don't argue with him.
Everybody touches me. Here we go.
I don't know anymore. I'm just gonna let it all play out. This guy's done though. This guy is.
Gonna have to sleep sometime, Nicody.
I'm a real light sleeper, child. Anyone tries to wake me.
Maybe that's why he's all crazy. He hasn't slept in like 48 hours.
Clear!
Clear.
Hello? Guys, you're 6!
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Those. You and Palmer, tie everybody down real tight.
What for?
No, wait a minute. Let's do what Max says.
He ain't tying me up.
Then I'll have to kill you, child.
Then kill me.
I mean it.
Oh my god, they're dropping like flies. I don't know whether to trust him anymore.
We're gonna find out who's the thing. Every little piece is an individual animal with a built-in desire to protect its own life. You see, when a man bleeds, it's just tissue. The blood from one of you things won't obey when it's attacked. Crawl away from a hot needle, say.
What the frick?
I guess you're okay. Now I'll show you what I already know.
It's a crock of shit.
Now, Clark.
And Clark was human, huh? Which makes you a murderer, don't it?
Palmer now.
This is pure nonsense. Doesn't prove a thing.
You were the only one that could have got to that blood. We'll do you last.
Oh frick, no! This is crazy! Direct hit, jeez. Oh. Well, that other guy literally just got his face eaten off, so he's that's oh. Maybe untie everybody so you've got backup. Oh my god, they are dropping like flies.
I know you gentlemen have been through a lot.
Whoops.
I'd rather not spend the rest of this winter tied to this fucking couch!
The mind game's crazy because once you start to believe, once you tell yourself that somebody is, it's so hard to get that out. Like, you kind of just believe it, and then every action, everything seems like a red flag, and you're just dissecting their mannerisms and behavior and reactions. Like,
We're going out to give Blair the test. If he tries to make it back here and we're not with him, burn him.
Mac, the door's open. How did he get out? The door was bolted from the outside.
Blair?
oh, I'm so scared.
Blair's been busy out here all by himself. Something he's been making.
It's a ship of some kind.
Smart SOB, put it together piece by piece.
Where was he trying to go?
Any place but here.
Oh.
I think I saw Charles outside the main entrance of the camp.
6 hours, it'll be 100 below in here.
Well, that's suicide.
He wants to freeze now. He's got no way out of here. Just wants to go to sleep in the cold until the rescue team finds it. Maybe we'll just warm things up a little around here.
There's no final bosses here. There's just make sure that thing doesn't. They're really going for the double tap here.
Generator's gone. Any way we can fix it?
It's gone, McCready.
All right. We gotta bring this whole place right down into the ice.
Oh my god, wait, it makes all this sense now that it was Blair, because there he was planting the seed, watch Clark, and he made them all suspect of him, and to the point that he killed them point blank, and oh my god. Ow, ow, ow! Don't like that, didn't like that. Oh, what the frick? Oh god. Yuck! What the
How's it coming in there? I said, how's it?
Did it just eat the bomb?
Fuck you too!
That was epic. That was epic.
You the only one who made it?
Not the only one. Where were you, Charles?
I went out after him. Got lost in the storm. Fire's got the temperature up all over the camp. Won't last long, though.
Neither will we. If we've got any surprises for each other, I don't think we're in much shape to do anything about it.
What do we do?
Why don't we just wait here for a little while? See what happens.
I'm nerding the frick out right now because that was really freaking good. Holy shiz! That was holy crap! That was so good. And I feel so stupid for not having watched this sooner. Holy shnikes. I really did not actually think there were going to be any survivors, let alone two. I thought if there was going to be anybody, I thought it was just going to be McReady there, who, I didn't even anticipate, once you kind of get the hang of it, if it's like, okay, there's something on the loose in here, and, once you grasp the fact that you can no longer trust anybody there, it could be any of them. That's why I was saying, and I'll shut up about this, I was making so many comparisons to Alien, but that you see the xenomorphs in action, and when somebody's done for, with the exception of the very, very, very first, victim in the first Alien iteration when it comes bursting out of his belly. None of them saw that coming, but then after the fact, you knew when someone was screwed. This was so much more terrifying in that sense of you can't trust anybody. And as we saw play out, the mind games of that, once you tell yourself, just the kind of just the human nature of it all, once you tell yourself that somebody is the imposter, that somebody has been overtaken, that they are no longer themselves, if they're real or not, they're not human. Once you tell yourself that, you see it. And even I started to believe it too, as just watching it. The power of just that alone and your own belief, once you convince yourself of something, it is so hard to get rid of that. So, the whole system there in which they had to prove based on their blood, and that was just so, clever. That was really freaking smart, but it was just such an eye-opening, oh my god, we are so quick to lose trust in each other. And obviously this is amplified by the environmental, the circumstances, the elements, just the notion alone that they are isolated out there, lack of comms, no communication with the outside world. This group, who knows how long they've been stationed here. I don't know if there was any indication of that, of how long they've been out here with each other. They're going stir crazy. We know that. We saw that they're kind of just this mundane. They're bored. They're stir crazy. That was their first assumption, that the Norwegians, had just kind of gone a little bit insane. So we know that those are already psychologically very harrowing, challenging conditions. And if you're already forced in close quarters with just these people who you're seeing on a recurring basis, and you have no contact with the outside world, and you're sleep deprived, and you're freezing freaking cold. Like, let's not underestimate the power of just being cold. And I gotta give credit, I wish I had worn a sweatshirt. Normally I've been overheating in this room here doing these reactions because I'm getting all worked up and freaked out and my blood's pumping, but this I was regretting wearing a tank top. I was like, I'm cold. I just viscerally captured the frigid nature of it all. And so just that alone of like, you're tensed up, you know, watching this, and you can just feel the conditions. That alone, I'm so serious. As somebody who hates being cold, I'm unfortunately just like cold-blooded. Like, I'm just always cold, but this made me feel that. And on top of it, just being cold sucks in general, so you can only imagine these poor souls. You're freezing cold, you're sleep deprived, all of this, it's just the worst day of work ensues. You know, the confusion, nobody to confide in, watching it happen to the only people that you've had contact with for, like I said, God knows how long. Watching the only other humans you've been interacting with descend and be overtaken by this and having to flamethrow them. Like, all of this happening so quickly. Like, the psychological descent for all of them. And even me, like, even the viewer, there I was questioning, like, oh my gosh, is Mac the one that would just be so crazy? Because even through it all, they all still really were putting trust in him because he had this level-headedness about him. And he seemingly, you know, he didn't have the sense of fear. In situations when shiz was hitting the fan, he was able to take charge and get everybody together, like keep everybody, you know, functioning. So when for a split second there, I was convinced that maybe if it was secretly actually him, like that would have been a crazy twist. But I'm glad it wasn't, because I wanted to trust him. He was such a trustworthy character in all of this. But even then, like, all it takes is one little shred of doubt, one little even lie or piece of information to start thinking, oh my gosh, and questioning somebody. As we saw, they were willing to listen to Blair and be like, watch out for this other dude who was hanging out with the dogs. We know now that that was deception, but they believed it. And then they had a target on him and they were watching him, and to the point that they, you know, McCready shot him point blank. Did he regret it? I'm sure. But, you know, as we saw in that moment when they discovered his blood type and he was actually human and he realized that he had just murdered an innocent man, he was like, frickin', just keep going. Like, they just had to keep moving on because, okay, even though one target might be eliminated, it could still be out there. It could still be in you. That was interesting as well, seeing the terror in all of them, because there they all were, stoically, you know, steadfast, saying, this is so frickin' stupid, I'm not one of them. But then when they were tied down and they were watching their own blood being tested, you could see the fear, like the doubt in each of them too. So it's not only the fear of like your companions and not being able to trust them, but it's not being able to trust yourself in these isolated circumstances, you know, just based on the setting. And then to just pair it with that they all were truly alone in that sense, like just further isolated, narrowed down, like you're in it for yourself. Like, I was fully prepared for this to come down to, it was just gonna be every man for themselves. So I was anticipating more so of what we got in overwhelming amounts, which was the gore, shout out to the practical effects, but I was not prepared for the kind of psychological twists of it all. But speaking of the practicality of this, I'm just gonna say it flat out, this film looked visually better than so many movies made today, and it's from the 80s, and that's on filming on location. Like, I don't know where they filmed this, but I'm assuming it was not in the back lot somewhere. Let's just confirm that quickly, shall we? Oh. Okay, so I lied. But that's freaking shocking. So it was filmed on refrigerated sets in Los Angeles and on a real glacier in Stewart, British Columbia, Canada, near the Alaskan border. Okay, yeah, so they were filming in like Juneau, Alaska and whatnot for the exterior scenes. But yeah, that's fair. Okay, so the interior scenes were filmed at Universal Studios. But yes, they were utilizing British Columbia for the exterior shots. And yes, a set for the Antarctic Research Station was built on the Salmon Glacier. Did I just say salmon? Salmon. On the Salmon Glacier. I loved the lighting of this. It set this perfect eerie mood, but you could still freaking see what the frick was going on. Like, I just really don't think... And the practical effects, like, no, all of that is so viscerally much more disgusting. Hence why I was saying I can't even imagine what the frick that smells like. I don't even want to know what it smells like in there when they're cutting that thing open. But that sense of that visceral reaction, the guttural, the gagging that this evoked from me would not be accomplished, I don't think, if this was CGI or not made practically like it was. Like this, the slime, like all of the freaking gore of this could not be executed today, I don't think, because they would just put this in CGI and it would just be pixels. But it doesn't evoke the same emotion because it doesn't feel as tangible and as real, and as you can hear the slime dripping down and you can imagine the smell and you can see the vapor freaking, like their props department freaking cooked. I would love to see some behind the scenes footage of them constructing these things. It was incredible, and I really genuinely was watching this feeling grateful that this was made when it was, before modern filmmaking, which just cuts corners anymore, and freaking with AI now. Like this, if they were to remake this today, I know that they did in 2011, and I would be curious to just watch to see if they also emulated the practicality of it and went the practical effects route. I don't know, but all I'm gonna say, I feel like, you know, if this was made in 2025, like it just wouldn't hit, because you wouldn't be able to see anything because nothing is lit well today. Like this was all filmed in, like, you know, snowy, like no light, no natural sunlight settings really for the majority of this. But the lighting still had this incredible mood, the color grading, the color palette throughout all of this, the lighting, it evokes a mood, it plays a part. But sometimes you just can't beat the original. Here I am saying that I haven't even watched whatever that remake is, but let me know if you have seen it and if my assumption is correct that this still, you know, stands the test of time. And yeah, I wouldn't ever want somebody to try to redo this today, because it would just be all CGI and it just wouldn't have the same effect. Like I was saying, like everything about this film was so visceral, from the psychological mind games of it all, that, you know, it's inflicting on you as the audience as well, to the point that you're questioning. Here I was even out here questioning the main protagonist, like, holy shnikes, because all it takes is one little hint, one little, like, tease in the right or wrong direction. As we saw, you know, they were all questioning each other and killing each other off, and some of them were innocent. Like, all it takes is one little shred of doubt to set your beliefs. You know, that's just an interesting exploration of the human nature of it. And unfortunately, like, our mental fortitude is so, especially again, heightened in a situation like this, when it really starts to kind of feel like every man for himself and anybody could stab you in the back any second. Like, the heightened sense is there. It's like your belief, what you believe is all that you have. But the interesting aspect of that is they couldn't even believe in their own innocence if they were clean. I just can't believe it started with those poor dogs. Holy schnickies. Doesthedogdie.com, I'm sure this is first up on that list. I mean, it sets it off. It's like, why would they be going after this innocent dog in the beginning of the movie? But I didn't think that was gonna happen. When, like, oh my god, like, all I'm saying is, visually, this, I just don't think you'd be able to execute it the same way today, because this was so just reliant positively, like for good reason, on the practicality, practical effects, the explosions. Like, oh my god, they must have shot every scene they had to on that set and said, all right, hope we don't need any reshoots because we're blowing this thing up. Like, the explosives, the pyrotechnics, everything about this was so real, even though you're dealing with the most fantastical, you know, alien things and scientific gore and anatomical, just like, and all of that, but it still was so visceral and believable. And there is, you know, it could be plausible. The concept that this has been buried for hundreds of thousands of years, you know, that's interesting as well, that it didn't just land and start wreaking havoc, that this was thawed. And of course, there they were saying, you know, the Norwegians blew it up. It was such a throwaway one-liner in this, but I thought it was just so intriguing as they're trying to dispose of the remains, the corpse of the first kind of life form being that they had to destroy, that, you know, came from the dogs and whatnot. There they were saying, oh, somebody's gonna win a Nobel Prize for this, you know, this is gold, somebody's gonna be rewarded for this, you know, this is a big deal, this is the hottest discovery of the century. But it's like, of course, this is always the kind of backbone of it all, which is that human nature and scientific ambition. Don't get me wrong, I love science. I am a big, firm science fan. Do I know anything about it? No, but I love science. But I just think it's an interesting commonality and theme that we see in Alien as well. It's like scientific discovery, yes, is amazing, but is human ambition, maybe, you know, the allure and the desire there to make the next big discovery, or to defy nature, or to discover whatever the frick this is and try to harvest it and bring it back and win a Nobel Prize for it and unlock, you know, unachievable fame and change the course of human history. It's like, that's always everybody's first priority, and then look what it, unhashes. Granted, the Norwegians probably had no idea what they were doing when they were doing it, and I imagine, the purposes of, all the folks employed here, working for the military or government or whatnot, purpose is to make some sort of scientific discoveries. I'm not sure, but I just thought that was so funny, and it was just such a quick little line, oh, somebody's gonna win a Nobel Prize for this, but it's that is human nature. That's always the priority. That when they should have, actually been locking down and quarantining each other and kind of assessing the scene a little bit better, as opposed to, let's just throw this thing in the supply closet and we'll take care of it later. So I'm not suggesting that anybody here got what they deserved. I just think it's, that was just an interesting underlying, theme of this thing is that came to wreak havoc, and very well, if it had succeeded, could have gotten out and destroy the entire human population. And it was only discovered because of human curiosity, human exploration in the name of scientific discovery. But listen, I love science. I am team science. I believe in science. I just think it makes for great horror concepts, great horror films, and this certainly was one. I love that. I love genuinely visceral, when it's not just gory for the sake of being gory, but that was artistry. That was artistic, creative expertise, the best of the best in their field. Whoever they had working the animation or the props department here to make those, just bravo. Shout out once again to Charlie for suggesting this one. Dang, I feel so much regret that I didn't do this sooner, because this is just stellar. This was great. John Carpenter, I should have known. Like I was saying, I love all of his Halloween films. That franchise is one of my favorites, and so I just can't believe I have slept on this for so long, but I'm glad that we remedied that today. It was a good time. So thank you guys so very much for joining me for this one. We're covering a lot of ground here. It's only the 3rd episode in for Reactober, but we've already got some sci-fi gore, some traumatizing, life-altering, emotionally damaging Stephen King adaptations. We've got a little bit of everything already, and we've only just begun, so stay tuned. There is a lot in store for the rest of this month. Thank you guys so very much for watching with me. I hope you guys are doing so well. I'll see you again for the next installment coming very, very soon. But until then, happy Reactober. Bye, guys.